It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
Philadelphia is known for having some very vocal fans, and nearly 70,000 of them are letting their voices be heard already. Welcome inside Lincoln Financial Field. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Jake Elliott is out ready to kick this one away. And we're underway from Philadelphia. Jaden Reed to return this. He's got a lane up past the 30. I don't think they're going to catch him. It's a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers go up 6-0 here in the first. Jaden Reed, the touchdown. Well, when it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it, wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kick back for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
Anders Carlson to tack on the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Packers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. What do you think, Brock? Can we get dueling kick return touchdowns, huh? Let's find out. The kick is away. To return, here's Paris Campbell. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, we've hardly gotten into this game, and already he's headed out there with a mission right in front of him. This sideline, you can feel it. They're still stunned after the return put him in the immediate hole, and it's now his responsibility to captain this offense downfield and at the very least neutralize the momentum, but ideally answer with a score of their own.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Escapes the... Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, we're one snap in, and already this defense has potentially killed this opening drive. And remember how valuable every possession is in the NFL. Talk about setting an immediate tone by this defense.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Another try following the sack. He's on the move. He's keeping it. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
This is one of those occasions that it looks so promising when you take off as a quarterback, and then you're reminded just how fast these defenses are in the NFL. Couldn't quite move the chains, but it wasn't for a lack of trying.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. They kick the running back in motion. On 3rd down, it's Hurts. Goddard makes the catch. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Back to throw, Hurts. Flushed out of the pocket. Now here he goes.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They run it with Saquon Barkley. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, once we saw them on a collision course with one another, we know how inertia works. The bigger man, he wins.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Hurts now from the gun. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face, because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Fair catch called for and brought in at the 11. So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the Utah State product and former first-rounder back in 2020, Jordan Love.
It took Jordan Love a little while for him to get his chance to start in the NFL. He had to watch Aaron Rodgers for a number of years, but guess what? Aaron had to watch Brett, and it paid huge dividends. And it sure looks like Jordan Love, to start his career, is doing the same. He didn't just watch Aaron Rodgers. He worked on his game. He developed his game over 3 years. And when he got his chance, he sure looked like a young star at the position.
Love throwing to start us off. Taken in by Dobbs. He's got a gain of 6 there. Darius Slay with the stop.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 17. Reed's got it. And he'll get it up to the 27. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Love. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Devin White hauls him down. 6 yards, the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Love on 3rd and short. Searches from the pocket. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
So fourth down, here comes Daniel Whelan to send it flying for the Packers. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. He's got this at the 27. And some nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. This one returned for 11 yards. And the Eagles will take possession. Now for the second time this game, we're going to look at the Philly offense. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. A play fake, now Hurts to throw. Finds a seam down the middle. And they make the stop, we're going to say about the 37-yard line. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10, here's Hurts. Able to get it to Barkley. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Motion man left is Brown. They will not get another play off. We're at the end of one. 7-0 is our score. We'll return to the link right after this. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Throws off the rip, but it's incomplete.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Hurts throwing again. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces third down.
I hate those situations, Kate, as a QB. I'm looking for an open passing lane, and I can't find one anywhere. He thought he had one available. Defense did a better job of knocking it away.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's complete. Here's Brown.
I know on the stat sheet, Kate, that shows up as passing yards, but any defensive coordinator will take it. Understanding down and distance and keeping that offense short of the sticks.
Only need the length of the football. It's 4th and inches. They'll run for it with Barkley. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
He only needed an inch, Kate, and it was a good thing because he had to fight for that. That defense put up a game effort, nearly made the play to get themselves off the field.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Throwing here, Hurts. That pass complete to Goddard. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he'll pick up a little down to the 12-yard line. The rookie from Georgia in on that tackle.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, will largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
To the air, 3rd and long. Escapes the pocket. And he drives this forward to the 6.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
So on 4th down, on comes the Eagles kicker, Jake Elliott, for the try. This only a chip shot from the right hash. The kick by Hopkins is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team is out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. On the return, here comes Reed. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Green Bay offense returning to the field for their 2nd possession. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Going run again with Jacobs. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
1st down, ball at the 36. They stick with Jacobs. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. And like his dad before him, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. on the tackle. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Going to the ground again on 1st. And give him 6 on the run as that play takes us to the 2-minute warning. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Love from the gun.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Love out of the shotgun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. Well, I know some old school coaches, maybe some former NFL quarterbacks who would have this guy running stairs after that drop, partner. Hit or no hit. That was a catch there that would have meant a first down.
Yeah, that's why that's old school, okay, Kate? The new school coaches and quarterbacks know how hard it is in this league with the contact. I know how valuable those contested catches are. Credit the defense for making the play on that one.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Big play gets him across midfield, sets him up 1st and 10 from the 40. Here's Hurts. Pass complete to Campbell. And he gets it down to the 35 before stepping out.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Running back sent in motion. From the 35 on 2nd down. Barkley's got it. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Cut near the goal line. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Just need 2 more yards that they couldn't get on that last play. Here's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Flush down now. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles get some late points and the lead. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles push their lead to 3. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. It's Keyshawn Nixon with the return. He's got a lane up past the 30. They track him down, but a nice return in the end there, Brock. He's out to the 38. The Packers and Josh Jacobs about set to go on offense. And with all their timeouts remaining, Brock, they may be able to put a little something together here before halftime. Nice starting spot for the Packers this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. To the air with Love. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by James Bradbury. And the Eagles nearly take it back for a pick 6, but he's stopped at the very last moment.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right? You watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick 6, yeah, it stinks for the offense. But that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
Got it off that interception, Brock. Let's see if they can pay that off with points. Here's 1st and goal. Hurts now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Philadelphia going to spend its 2nd timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Driven backward to the 11 as they line up for 2nd and goal. Slot receiver headed left. Trying again, following the sack. Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
Brings up 3rd down and goal.
Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Jake Elliott out to put up 3 for the Eagles. This from 35 yards away. The kick by Hopkins is good. And that'll double their lead to 6.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good than get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Here comes the final play of our first half. Looking to throw. He lofts it deep left. That's grabbed inside the 30. We're at halftime here in Philadelphia, and the Eagles have soared to a lead at the break. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. With that, the two squads are headed out of the tunnel. So let's get you back out to Kay Scott and Brock Eward.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome you all back for the start of our third quarter. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Gamble now on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So to begin the third quarter, the Eagles offense returning to the field. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the third. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's another carry for Barkley. And this run doesn't have the juice of that last one. He's stopped at the line. Looks like no gain on 2nd down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Packers into a nickel defense, 3rd down. Hurts looking to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, he's going to run for it. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. One of the tight ends motioning left. Going option, headed left on this 1st down. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
They had the 1st down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Out of the option, he's going to keep it going right. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Brought down by Quay Walker. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
I can promise you, that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
This one finds Goddard. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
I'm sure Coach, play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
First down, a run with Barkley. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. That was Kenny Clark on the tackle. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
They go to Barkley again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. A throw right side, caught by Goddard. And he's brought down after a short gain.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
The kick by Hopkins is good. And that'll make it a 2-score game.
So many of these players on the field, Kate, they just strive for consistency, but not the kickers. They strive for perfection, and so far, he's just that.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Reed. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Packers ready to run their offense back out there. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Handoff here to Jacobs. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Jacoby Dean in on the tackle. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Takes the handoff, now Love. Gets this one to Watson. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. This is ahead for about 5. Zach Bond with the tackle. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Running right, here's Jacobs. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead, it did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. They just get the play off. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Sidney Brown makes the play. And the Eagles get it back on the final play of the quarter. A nice takeaway to end that 3rd quarter. And they're going to have a new possession waiting to start the 4th. It's Eagles football trying to carry this lead across the finish line. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And there wasn't much he could do there. A small gain to the 43. Only a yard on the play. An improvement on their last one, but that brings up 3rd and 9. Motion man right is Smith. 3rd and long for him here. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Packers have some new life in the fourth. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, Kate. We got one, we got two. Do I hear a third interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought. The defenders are offensive guys with bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball away.
The Packers and Jordan Love set to take over again. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Handoff, running right, Jacobs. And he found some running room for a nice gain. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run, in need of some attention. Second and 3 now. Shotgun now for Love. This finds Dobbs. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him, only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Throwing on 1st down, Love. Completed over the middle. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. That one ends up a gain of 6. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
1st down throw. Here's Love. Finds him over the middle. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Offense up to the line fast. Love from the gun. Throw right side, and Dobbs has it. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Too much on that, and it sails through the end zone, incomplete.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You've got to shake it off and keep on firing.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And they'll stop him after a short gain to the 13. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Working quickly here. Throwing his Love on 3rd. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
You know, Kate, one of the tenets of the West Coast system that I was fortunate to play in is touchdown to check down. It's touchdown to check down. You get in the red zone, it's touchdown to check down. You can't put the ball in harm's way. That's a brilliant job by the defense with their coverage, baiting the quarterback into the throw. But you got to sail that one into the stands. Touchdown or check down. You can't possibly give an interception in that situation.
The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Going to go with Barkley on the counter. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Eagles up by 9. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Barkley trying this up the gut. Finds room to the 30. And finally taken down up at the 31-yard line. Now just 4 seconds after our 2-minute warning, we've got another pause. Timeout taken by the defense. They've got 1st down from the 31. Now Barkley. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. And right away we get a timeout from the defense. 1:51 to go. Second and 6 coming up here. Option play, they give it to Barkley. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Drive in dire straits, it's 3rd and 9. They kick the running back in motion. Throwing on 3rd and long. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. The Eagles take a knee. They're going to let the seconds tick away in this win.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. With the win in hands, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Setting up for the kneel down on 3rd. So it's an Eagles win here in this one. And save for a few moments in that opening quarter, Brock, they pitched a shutout defensively that in the end was the impetus for the victory. They're going to be bummed not to have that goose egg on the board at the end of this one, no doubt, but a performance to be lauded nonetheless. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Eagles are winners as we say so long from Philadelphia.